So let's move on to this next part of this interview. I told y'all, man, I really enjoyed this interview.
Remember that it does actually come from a good place, but just because it's coming from a good place doesn't necessarily mean it's the right option or the right way to move forward.
I really just wanted to focus on that aspect. Just because it's coming from a good place or it feels like it's coming from a good place does not mean it's a good thing. And I think that that's how we look at politics too often. I think that's the conversation that I was having yesterday with the homies from my college bros, and where they say, well, Trump's bringing black people back. He's racist. I think it's based on we are so used to the pacifying language of the Democrats with Barack Obama, with Joe Biden, with Kamala, with how they speak to us. We're so used to being pacified, like that video we showed earlier where you got all the white actors and actresses saying, I take responsibility for this. We're so used to being pacified that we identify, well, if somebody's speaking to us in a nice way, that's what's best for us. You know, they have to be what's best for us because they're nice to us. When in all actuality, I don't care about how nice you are. We were having a conversation yesterday about one of my coaches, one of my former coaches. And I don't want to say the coach's name, but it was a college coach. And he wasn't a guy that I would go look to have a beer with, you would ever catch me hanging out with or anything like that. He was a little bit of an a-hole in certain ways as far as like how he would, like he just a little snaky. I shouldn't even say that. But there were other coaches that were nicer. Let me say that were just one of the guys I felt like. And I shouldn't even say that this coach wasn't mean or anything like that. So I'm misrepresenting who he was. But this coach got the best out of me. He got the best out of us. He got a lot of people paid. He saved, in my opinion, my college coach's legacy at the end of his career when he was getting ready to retire. This particular coach came in and turned the worst defense that we ever had in school history into the best defense that we ever had in school history. But he wasn't the guy's guy, right? We had other coaches that were the guy's guy, but we were terrible. We were losing games. I don't care how nice you are in speaking to me. I want a leader. I want a leader. This goes back to Tom Brady and Baker Mayfield's conversation. When Baker Mayfield says that the team was just looking to have some fun, the Buccaneers. And Tom Brady's like, oh, I thought it was not fun. I thought fun was bringing a Super Bowl ring to the team. If I wanted to have fun, like y'all describing, I would have gone to taking my kids to Disney World or Disneyland, whichever one's in Florida. That's what he said. We are just so accustomed. This is why women get talked out of your drawers. Because of the guy, oh, he's just so nice to me. He was a vibe. I had this conversation with one of my homegirls. And I hate to just say it. I'm not going to say her name. But this is, and I really got to speak on this. She was talking about this guy, one of the father of her child. Now, I'm not going to say who it is, but so I should be able to speak on it. It is what it is. May get mad at me. It is what it is. This is the second baby father she got. And she's speaking to me about him, saying like, oh my God, this guy was so ideal. He's tall, he's dark, he's handsome. He was a vibe to hang around. And I'm sitting here like, what? Like this is your list? These are the top things on your list? Tall, dark, handsome, vibe? And you wonder why that's just now baby father number 2 who can't help you out with buying birthday cake for your daughter because he ain't got no money, because he made irresponsible decisions. He got all these damn DUIs, I don't want to get into too much detail about it, but you're not being responsible. Was being responsible at the top of that list? Was being a leader on the top of that list? Was being a protector on the top of that list? Was being a provider on the top of that? No. This is how we make decisions politically. Oh, I like how Barack Obama, he played basketball at the White House. He invited all the rappers. You see how Michelle's dress looks? Like, I like that. They look cool. This is how we make political decisions. This is why Kamala's walking around in Chucks trying to identify with her sorority. Just to appeal to what we like, rather than to appeal to what we need. I don't care if you're an a-hole. As long there's a lot of people that are a-holes, you know, there's a lot of players on certain teams that you take like a Draymond Green, right? People hate him until he's on your team. Until he's on your team. Dennis Rodman, people hate until he's on your team. So all I know is that maybe the other countries thought Trump was an a-hole as well. But maybe that's why we weren't involved in any wars while he was president, compared to the nice Uncle Joe shuffling around and Kamala Harris or whatever, not getting no respect. Maybe this is why leaders don't respect them when they say, hey, we need a ceasefire. Man, we've heard Netanyahu, the recordings that he had amongst his family where he's saying like, yo, the United States, they're going to do what we tell them to do. This is how people look at us. So maybe y'all like that nice guy. Maybe y'all like the niceness. But the leader of a team, any team that I've ever been on that was successful, had leaders on that team that were not just the nice guys trying to get along with everybody. They were the people that, yeah, they felt like assholes because they were the ones forcing you to raise your standards and to get out of that comfortable place that you were living in that produced losing. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let me make sure that I ain't got hold on. Oh, y'all clowning over the list. I was disgusted when I heard her. I'm like, yo, are you serious? Are you serious? And another point, this is the same, yo. Let me leave that conversation there. Because this is a person that I do, you know, want to have I want to have a good life. I do want her to have a good life, but the delusion and our standards and the areas that we choose to have standards in compared to the ones that we totally disregard in a lot of ways, that's going to define the trajectory of our lives. So I don't know. Hold on. Ant said the interview had no audio. What you mean? What did I just play? The interview had no audio. We had no assholes, 05. All right, Bez just brought up a great point. So, Ann, did I just play something that had no audio? Let me know. So, Bez just brought up a great point. And this is something that I think about all the time. So here we about to go back to the coulda, woulda, shoulda. All right. I hate when people start talking about high school football, what they could have been, what they should have been, what they would have been. Oh, you didn't hear the last clip that I played? Okay, so I'll go back to that one. The one where, so she pretty much, all right, so let me do that real quick. Hold on. My fault. I didn't have it up there. So hold on. This is what she was saying. Hold on.
Remember that it does actually come from a good place, but just because it's coming from a good place doesn't necessarily mean it's the right option or the right way to move forward.
That's all she said. I think that's hopefully what I was talking about. But Bez brought up a great point. So in high school, we were terrible. We didn't win any games, junior year and senior year. We didn't even make the playoffs. The reason why, because we had no assholes on the team that people respected. To see, you could be an asshole. See, if you're not one of the best players and you're an asshole, it doesn't really hold as much weight. But if you're one of the players that people look up to, I always look at myself and I'm like, damn, yo, I let the team down. I really let my bros down and I really think about this a lot. I was not a good leader in high school. A leader adjusts their role based on what's necessary for their team to be successful. When I was in college, I was also a captain of the team, you know what I'm saying? But I was, in a lot of ways, the player's captain. I don't think that I spoke out. We had such vocal people on the team that I would just play my position And I didn't feel like I wasn't the type that felt like, oh, I need to speak up because everybody else is saying something. Y'all may be surprised because clearly y'all see me now and I like talking. But on that team, you ask anybody that played with me, I wasn't saying much. It's like, yo, follow. You see how I'm moving. If that's, if you think that the results that I'm getting are cool, then maybe you want to follow suit. And that's what I was able to do as far as like on the defense and even maybe for some of the offensive players. That's how I carried myself. The coach liked it. The coaches liked it. The team liked it. Cool. That was me. But in high school, something different was required because we did not have those other vocal players on the team. And I knew that if I wanted to be, I could have been a player that was an asshole and that could actually encourage maybe other people. But I just wanted to be the nice guy. I didn't want to force people to do, certain things. The nice guy in that regard. Now, if you weren't blocking for me, then there's a problem. But regarding how everybody carried themselves and raising people's standards to like, yo, nah, we're not going out. We're not getting into that before the game. We're taking this seriously. We're raising our standards. I wasn't that. And you know what it ends up doing? It costs people scholarships. It costs people opportunities to go to college. It costs people opportunities to be on a successful team and learn how to be successful and learn what it takes to be successful, stepping out of your comfort zone. I didn't make anybody uncomfortable. And one of my friends that comes to mind that probably was more of that type of person that was trying to push us to do more, to be better. I don't think people were listening to him. So I don't know. And let me go back. I think I missed something. Queez wrote, Vons, I thought you told me the story about you forgot your ID and it was hell getting back into the States. Yeah, why you ain't walk across the river then? If you live on, I thought you told me the story about you forgot your ID and it was hell getting back to the States. Should have walked your ass across that St. Lawrence River. If it's so easy. Oh man, I'm just clowning. Vons wrote that too, but that's when driving, they walking across the river. Vons wrote, Dak, I second that. Give me what I need, not what I want. Queez, throw me the pill. Throw me the pill. I feel you, Queez. I feel you, man. Oh, man. You know what's so funny about this? So there's a coach who, this is funny. So there's a coach that I had some issues with at Montclair High School after I played. Like, this is when my young boys were playing and we had some issues and whatnot. And that coach, as much of an asshole as he was, he won. And I always say that if this coach was coaching when we were playing, we would have won just because he was creative and did a lot of things that made sense on offense. And that's neither here nor there, but he was an ass. So it's like you pick your poison. Pick your poison. Let's move on. All right. So what did we already move on past that? Hold on. All right. So yeah, I want to move to why. So they discuss why Trump has increased his support amongst Black Americans and Latino Americans. It's Dak. Just want to thank you for checking out our video and visiting the OG Network. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure that you give us a like. And if you're looking to join a community of inspired individuals striving for purposeful abundance, subscribe. And if you're feeling real generous, share the video with some friends and family. All right, I'll see y'all soon. Ew.